Hey everyone, it's Angel here with Local Wave. Super excited today to have Kevin Henn from Plumbing Medic representing Central Ontario in Canada. Welcome, Kevin. Welcome. How are you?
Thanks, Angel. I'm great. Thank you.
Good, good. Happy to hear it. Yeah, I just want to get to, before we dive into it, tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started in the plumbing industry in the area.
Well, we started in 2007. I worked for a bunch of companies before that. I laid off from a major drain company back in 2007. And Leanne, my wife, said to me, she says, "Well, let's take a shot at it and see what it's like to open your own business." And I still remember the first day I went to work. I was almost in tears, standing at the back of the house, leaving the house, watching my kids, and having to go off to work. I was so nervous, right? So, but yeah. Almost 20 years later, here we are.
That's exciting, man. That's exciting. Yeah, I love it. I love the pursuit. I love the family dream of it as well, because I know your family works together in the business.
Yeah.
And yeah, to tell us a little bit about what was it like working with, or before working with Local Wave, what was it like? What was your experience in Leeds? What was your like in the business overall? Because I mean, obviously you've been in business, but let's say in the last 10 years.
Last 10 years, it's really been a challenge. The internet's evolving, Google's evolving, SEO is evolving, online searches is evolving. There's so many places to go to look for people. And I think people were having a hard time keeping up with the technology. And I think, I think having somebody that's older but have young people on the team who understand how to move with the system is good. If you have too many older people on the team, they don't get the technology, and people fall behind. So that was the biggest challenge, just getting people to understand the technology. And I'm okay for paying for a good service, but you got to get good service to pay for it, right? In order, and that's got to be two-sided. They got to be doing their job so you can get the work to pay them as well, right? So
yeah, for sure. And what specific things were like in the past? Well, let me ask you this: what made you decide then to work with us and our agency here, based in the U.S.?
I was just you came to me a few years ago about doing water heaters, and I was like kind of skeptical about it. He wanted me to spend more money on Google, but once you guys got into a bigger organization and you were able to deal with SEO and Google Ads and all that sort of stuff, it was a fairly easy decision to come to you after my last guy, who really didn't know anything about anything when it came to advertising. So.
And I know just from our experience, that's happened like that was a few times over and over, right? Where you were working with people from our conversation before working with us. There was a few of that.
Probably 4 or 5 different people that I worked for. I stayed with one company for a little while in the beginning, that I stayed with them for, I don't know, probably 2 years at least. And they seemed to be doing an okay job, but then there was like this big movement again with technology, and they fell behind, and they couldn't keep up. So, and I had to move. I had to try something else different, right? Because just it wasn't working for us.
For sure, and that's the priority. I get that. Well, what has your experience been like working with us thus far?
So far, working with our cousins down south has been good. The communications have been good. I was a little nervous about. It was nice with the smaller companies to sort of have that one-on-one, but we've sort of established that relationship now. Yeah, like I say, communication's been good. You guys seem to have a professional crew. You seem to have a knowledgeable crew. It's been probably the smoothest transition from all the companies that I've shifted over to come to you guys.
I love to hear that. And how would you describe just the results thus far in regards to, I mean, right now we've launched, we're 30 days in within the launch, but as far as just the experience of support, of service, of previewing everything, of seeing the landing pages, everything that we built out, right, the ad campaigns, what is the experience and results thus far with calls? I mean, what has the experience been for you?
Well, I'm not much of a computer guy, so it's easy to dazzle me with bright lights and flashy things, but everything looks really good. Yeah, it's more than what I've received for sure in the last 10 years. Yeah.
Love that. And let me ask you this: would you recommend our service to anyone that was ever on the fence? Would you recommend the service to our service to them?
Yeah, without a question. Absolutely.
And then lastly, before, what was it like? I know you mentioned it on the beginning, but kind of like a little bit as we wrap up here, before working with Local Wave, what were you struggling with? What were the biggest struggles? And then now, what is it like?
The biggest struggles was just finding knowledgeable people that could basically putting their money where their mouth was. They didn't understand. They don't understand my business. They don't understand really service. And that was one of the things that felt good about you guys, is you seem to understand plumbing service and my business in particular, right? So
I love that. Yeah, and here's the thing. Like I mentioned, we're less than 30 days out, about 15 to 20 days out since we've launched, or since we've started working together and launched. And so we'll be doing this again as we get more data to showcase, more data results, more of a social, or excuse me, more results that we can then share off. But I just honestly want to take the time and just share that we've really experienced the time working with you as well. My team and I are very grateful to have the opportunity to work with you. And I shared this before, and I've shared this with you, but I'll share it in camera as well. Like, it's really unique to have a person like you that's very personable, but also down to business, right? Likes to have a laugh, but also likes to look at the numbers. And so I do respect that and appreciate that. And I could look forward to continuing our relationship together. Is there any last words before we wrap up that you'd like to share?
yeah, absolutely. If you're nervous about, if you're Canadian and you're nervous about working with our American cousins, give them a try. Give these guys a try, and hopefully it works out for you. Because I've been terrorized by poor advertising campaigns and companies, and it's been a bit of a long haul. So by all means, give Angel a try. He has a good team.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that, sir. Yeah, look forward to working with you more and more. And you have yourself a great day, man. Take care.
Thanks. Take care.